About 5:15, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Never in my life have I ever seen anything like this. I stand for it. I will be here. I will die here. I will drag every human being that deserves this to this place. But I can't do it without Cynthia. I cannot do it without Mike. I cannot do it without Christy. I cannot do it without you, because we're all called to this. There's nothing like this. And when I need help, when I need prayer, when I need to be, I come to you. I come to this place. How can we not? We're leaving them out. Shame on us.
Well,
So I was gonna just come up here with a slogan, you know. Okay, so Robin, is Robin even here? Oh yeah, the buffalo thing. Like, I don't get the buffalo thing, you know. So I was gonna think of Build Back Better, but somebody already took that one. I don't know. I don't like Build Back Better. You know, singular strong. But I've told this to my team, right? I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I always will be. Yesterday I was on a leadership training with something totally not related to singular. It was about Kenya, and I just wanted to read a quote, actually from Henry Ford. And he said, "I'm looking for people with an infinite capacity for not knowing what can't be done." Let me say it one more time. I'm looking for a lot of people, he said, with an infinite capacity for not knowing what can't be done. So we have to believe that anything is possible and there's nothing that can't be done. And that's what everyone else will believe too.
That's right. I know we have an amazing company with amazing people, and that the commitment is to change lives and get people to see their dreams again, and really talked about that. But this has changed my life, and what I do know is that I'm here for the Hall, and you know I've always been. My heart is big, and I love you guys, and here's what matters, is that we inspire people, and that what matters is that we fight for our children, our grandkids,
Absolutely.
and our company, and we don't stop. And here's the bottom line. The turbulence, it's not the first time, but we have to double freaking down right now together.
I'm usually not one to miss anything, and I'm scrolling there in the group. I'm like, how did I miss this?
I mean,
So,
it was like quick. I didn't know we were still doing it either.
very fast, and this girl didn't see it, so I'm sitting here freaking out. Like, I like to prepare. I'm here, and this is why, because it's not about me. It's really not about you, and it's really not even about Ursula Myers who left, guys. I wish her the very, very best. I do not ever have to fear. I do never ever have to lack. I do not have to worry. We were in a plane on the way here, and our first plane ride was incredibly bumpy. And for some reason, when I updated my phone, my music didn't download. You know how like you can set it up to download it. The Wi-Fi was not working, and that is what God has to do to Lacey Friend to get her to just stop. So I sat in my seat for an hour and 35 minutes praying without any distraction. And I said, in a moment, God, you could stop this rain. You could move the wind. You could cause the clouds to go away, and this ride would be smooth. But that's not what you want for me. You want me to sit in a storm and trust you anyway.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't trust the pilot. I don't know the pilot. I don't trust the people who put the 3 billion parts, and I have no idea whether the wings are up, whether they're down, where we're going. But Starla kept saying, I don't like watching them flap. And I was like, girl, if they don't flap, they break. We want them to bend a little. But I don't even have to know how the plane is put together, because at the end of the day, it's not the pilot, it's not the attendant, it's not the storm, it's who's living inside of me.
Yes.
And I just want you to know, he's got it above all else. He's got you and you and you. He's got every one of us. And it just doesn't matter what other people are doing, what's happening when your trust is so solid that it does not shake you. So don't let it shake you. You can sit in the plane called Singular, whether there's a storm or sunny skies, because our second ride was nice, wasn't it? Our second half of our trip was so smooth. I watched Quarterback on Netflix, and I was not stressed. But the truth is, like, you do not have to worry about it. There's enough for every person in every place. And I know there's pain, and I know there's suffering, and I know none of us want the storm. But the truth is, it's exactly what makes you grow into who you need to be, to do the things that God called you to do here and in your family and everywhere. So, there you go.
All right.
Rob.
We all want to go to the store.
Yes, you.
It's why we dressed in black.
I just need you. So I've been with this company for 9 years, and this girl drugged me kicking and screaming, and our backs have been against the wall, and we've buried some bodies. We've dug some holes.
That's
later
not a
back.
joke.
This is the way you said it.
The wrong
It's
girl
great.
died. But we're committed to the future, not just us two, but this is our legacy. And there's a couple of us in here that are single moms, and this is how we take care of our kids.
Yeah.
Jules. And I want you guys to know something about women. Women will stay where there's security and where there's trust. And Rudy and Mary and Mark, will you stand up, please? Stand up. These three right here.
Very trustworthy.
A three-stranded cord is not easily broken. That's biblical. That's in God's word. God's word has been around for thousands of years, and it's not going anywhere. This is our three-stranded cord right here.
Yeah.
They have put people into place. They have created security and trust. And as a single mama who's raising 3 kids, and I'm not gonna lie, I get scared. Sometimes every day I wake up and I think, am I good enough to take care of these kids? I am a beauty school dropout. But I am standing here in front of you, and when I get scared, I call her and I lean on her. And she's got my back, and I want you guys to know, we have your backs. We are strong, and we are fierce, and I will cut anybody down.
You know how like every time I'm short and so this time I could go on for hours, but I won't. The Be the Buffalo speech, whether you get it or not, this is what it was designed for. This very moment you find out what people are made of.
Yeah.
How tough they are, or if they'll be a coward and run.
Yeah.
We're not cowards. We're not running. This is most of our livelihood. This is our company. When I said on stage that all the money I made was Singular, I'd spend the rest of my life paying back to Rudy and Mary and the owner, Steve, I meant it. I'm here. I'm not leaving. You'll have to drag me out, kicking and screaming. We have got to show them we're a Buffalo. We don't know, we have got to restore it to greatness. And now is the time to love your team, check in with your team, because there is an external threat, and you have to not just hide your head in the sand. And trust me, I wish I had 0 balls right now, because I would. That was funny. Thanks.
I got it.
Thanks for being the one and only.
I think they were nervous to laugh, but I was.
They were nervous. You talk about balls in a public speech and people get weird. I wish that I could be a coward. It'd be easier to just hide my head in the sand right now and do nothing. But instead I've worked 22 hours a day to take care of what needs taken care of. And this weekend is fun and stuff, but still be checking on your customers, your distributors. I don't want to preach to you. Y'all know you're leaders. But right now you got to be a Buffalo. Right now you got to bear down as hard as you can. And the great thing is, I will say some positives. You can't imagine the positive things I've seen in the last 48 hours. You can't imagine the positive comments. You can't imagine distributors coming back that left for reasons. You can't. I sent out 55,000 text messages yesterday to a whole line, and you can't imagine the response. Not one out of the 55,000 came back negative.
Actually, we can.
Yeah. So if that tells you something,
We know.
it gave me,
There's my balls.
when you're at the end of the race and you don't think you can finish, it gave me the strength to finish.
For myself is completely unshakable. Unshakable, that's where I'm going forward. And like Lacey, I had a plane experience yesterday too. I was, staring out the window with all the drama that had been happening, and I was like, what came to my mind is, a Bible story where Paul's in this ship and they're going someplace and they're going to put him in prison, and all of a sudden this huge storm erupts and the boat is going all over, and everybody's like jumping ship, and God's saying, Paul, you need to stay in the boat. You need to stay in the boat. You need to stay in the boat. And some people jumped anyway. And, we never hear about what happened to them, but we hear about what happened to Paul, right? Yeah. He went on and, did amazing things. And, that's where I see us right now. Is there's, it's been rocky waters, hasn't it? and the ship's been going all over the place. But all I know is this: God has called us for such a time as this. And it says many are called, but few are chosen. And I believe everybody in here is chosen for such a time as this. And I am unshakable because they just stood back there. Guess who's running the ship, you guys?
Yeah.
My gosh, who do you want to be in the ship with?
Yeah.
You know, God's the person, but ultimately they're going to be riding the storm out with us. And who better?
Yes.
So I am totally unshakable. This company has changed my life. Like, other than God, this company's changed everything. I owe everything to this company. I am never walking away because I am full of gratitude. I'm full of grace.
Amen.
I'm full of
Amen.
forgiveness. And unshakable is where I stand, and I'm not going anywhere.
I have never had my heart racing so bad. I feel like I'm about ready to, look at me. But it's like, I know that adversity is what we need to build the muscles that we need. And I know that we are in a different time in the world. And we've got to start asking the questions because I believe this. One, egos will never last here. It's been that way from the beginning. We've talked to people, it's like, so that's what the word is, like, humble yourself. We want to be the ones that rise above, that we can look at the ones, but we have to be the ones that say, he's good, because he is. He has us here. We don't have to throw shade on anyone else, bless them to their future. I would never want to be in the boat they're in now, whoever it is, but we love them anyway. You know, I know we always talk about this pruning thing, but what I've been seeing is this. One, egos aren't going to last here. We're in the middle of a test, and it's about, can he trust you? Can he trust you?
Yes.
And he wants us to keep our eyes where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And keep our mouths where they're supposed to be and know what you have. When they look at dollar bills, when you want to see what a counterfeit is, they don't study counterfeits. They study the real thing. We have the real thing. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in this industry, and this is the best of the best of the best. And I know that what we have right now, it's always about that. It's about, hey, we have an outside force. Now what we do is we lock our shields together and we take the land. And we are going to be so much better off because of this. And I don't know what that adversity muscle is that we need to, you can't see those muscles, but whatever is happening for us, it's happening for us, not to us.
Yes.
So we know that we are going to be better off. He's got his hand on this. That's what he told me in the very first meeting when C and I became singular and we didn't know what in the world was going on. And I wasn't even supposed to be here. And I had been on a 40-day fast off of sugar. And it's so wild. I got a son the first time I did that, and I got singular the second time I did that. No, that's serious. But I was praying with 4 other women, and the Spirit of God came so strong, and he said, this has end-time purpose on it.
Yes.
So I know that I'm here. Absolutely. And, you know, obviously not going anywhere. But it's like, this is the thing. It's like, there, you know, the name of our group, which was started, and I looked back, it's like it was in August of 2014, almost 10 years. There is room at the top, and we have to go, because people are scared in the world right now.
Yeah, they are.
And we do have the answer. So, I mean, gosh, it's like, look at what they've poured into us, and it's time for us to lock shields and take land, and let's do that right now.